10 minutes away, there's another settlement of 500 migrants, and a third camp further inland, now home to 300 new arrivals. We get in touch with the mayor of this suburb to ask.
In the Calais camp are people from Syria, Afghanistan, Eritrea.
My name is Alison. I'm a mother of two, and I've worked ever since I was 13, part-time jobs and obviously full-time when I became an adult. I'm at present a maths teacher for GCSE students, and I just want to do a little bit more than I have been now.
I'm Molly, I'm 23. I studied music at the University of Leeds, which I graduated from a year ago. I've spent the past year living in Madrid with my boyfriend, and we've both been there teaching English as a foreign language.
The main reason I'm going is I'm just so angry about the whole situation, because it's two civilised countries. It's 55 minutes by train away from London, and we're allowing it to happen, and it's not just the French, it's the British as well.
The reason I'm going is because I've been thinking about doing this for a really, really long time for similar reasons. I also read somewhere a phrase that made me really want to do it, which was somebody who had been there said, the whole place exists and runs because of volunteers. And I just thought, if other people can do it, why can't I? We've had a lot of donations from friends and stuff, which is really nice. We like lots of men's clothes, shoes, and some toys as well, and some books and
pens, paper, that kind of thing for the classroom. And
so we're taking that all out, which is really kind of people to give to us. I've actually never felt like this, so I don't know. I'm a bit sort of, I don't know what the word is, just a bit nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous of the emotional side of it, actually. But we're saying
when I walk beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. When I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. When she comes to greet me, she is mercy at my feet. Yeah, when I see her pin her charm, she just throws it.
we're on the ferry. It's not full. It's pretty much half full actually, which was weird because we're in the middle of August. But Dover felt very quiet and calm. There was a bit of a delay whilst we waited for passports to be cleared and everything, but we're on, and yeah, it's good. There's another couple of people going to the same place, a Venezuelan woman and a guy of 17, seemed very nice, and I think it's going to be good. We're just eating our onion bhajis and our goats, whatever cheese, whatever.
Yeah, one of these.
And
Sainsbury's finest.
Yeah.
A big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh, there's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. When I go to cross that river, she is comfort by my side. When I try to understand, she just opens up her hands.
What are you doing? Hundreds and hundreds of onions. So we need 12 boxes of onions for the main food, and we made all the salads. It's the most onions I've ever seen in my entire life. So what's the situation here? What are people doing from the top of the table to the end? So you can show, they're topping and tailing over there. So they're chopping the tops off, putting them in the water, and then here it makes it easier to peel, and apparently stops you crying less.
Yeah, Millie, she's off.
So we put them in here, and then there's a machine, thank God, that actually cuts them all up, which is over there. And there's this many, it's quite a job.
We're peeling garlic now, and the system has been put in place by one of the chefs here. So you tell them what they're doing.
Oh, we're just putting them in water so that they're easier to peel later.
So we're going to have
After
some
lunch.
water, have lunch, and then come and peel the little buggers.
And then we'll smell the garlic for the next.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know just where to put all your faith and how will it grow. Gonna rise up, burning black holes and dark memories. Gonna rise up, turn mistakes into gold.
We have just completed our third day at the jungle, and in fact more so at the warehouse, which is where they prepare food for 2,000 refugees, and they do care packages as well, kind of like a weekly shop for people, so they can cook themselves if they've got cooking facilities. Now, it's been really rewarding, bloody hard work. We've really worked our knuckles down to the bone, chopping, peeling an awful lot of food, but it's actually never felt more worthwhile. It really has. We went up to the camp today, and it was very humbling actually. The place is lovely on a day like this. It's beautiful sun, which happens, for a month of the year. The rest of the time it must be very miserable indeed. And but I wouldn't be anywhere else. I think we're doing a good job, and I think it's hard but worthwhile.
Some of the stories are quite hard to hear, but it's still really good fun. A lot of all the people I've met are men. They're from Pakistan, the Sudan, Benin, Afghanistan, and other places as well, but they're the ones I've mainly met, and they're really funny. They're all sort of seem to be in their 20s, young, sort of healthy. It's awful that they're there because they shouldn't be. A lot of them have very good jobs. They're obviously very smart, very well educated, and they're all desperate to go to England. They talk to me about England, they love it, and I don't know, it's made me really upset because I don't know if many of them are going to get there. They don't have any documents. I don't know, it's really difficult. But I'm really enjoying myself. I'm exhausted, but I'm really enjoying meeting them and talking to them. And even though I already knew it, when you're actually there speaking to them, they're just like any of my friends at uni, because they're my age. They're young guys and they're funny, and they just shouldn't be there. And then also on top of that, you've got almost 1,000 children there, which is even worse. And so a lot of them, they're unaccompanied, some of those children. Hello.
Hi.
How many have you folded?
I will have folded up with 250 towels and towels today, plus the aprons. But last night we had a bit of a problem because there were intruders in the warehouse area, and we're in the kind of caravan place where the long-term residents stay, and they basically walked through and cut the lines. So everything had to be re-washed. It was carefully put up there yesterday. But because it's sunny, we're on top of it, so it can't be just as easy as that. So I'm literally folding them all up in a special way so they stack better. Because the lines were cut yesterday and we were so desperate for places to dry, we used the dryer that is used by the women and children, and there's a huge outbreak of scabies there. So we've had to be particularly careful not to bring too much scabies in the camp. So it's wash all the time, disinfectant, hands, sore.
Oh, such is the passage of time, too fast.
Goodbye, Calais.
Suddenly swallowed by signs, lo and behold, gonna rise up, find my direction, man.
came back for 2 weeks, roughly, from the jungle where we spent 6 days. We went on a Sunday, we came back on a Saturday, so literally a week. And it was how I imagined it, because I have been to India and Calcutta and places like that. But the difference between the jungle and anywhere slummy is the fact that there seems to be very little hope there for the people who are in it, and I find that very hard to cope with.
It was really, really interesting. The things I found most interesting was that there aren't many Syrian people there. I actually thought the whole refugee camp would be Syrians, because that's the war that you hear about in the news all the time. There are, I think, almost 10,000 people, although when we were there were almost 10,000 people, and only 46 of them were Syrians. Not percent, 46 people in the entire camp are Syrian, because their country is now widely known as being at risk. They are able to seek asylum. I think they're able to seek asylum slightly easier. However, in the jungle itself, you get a lot of people from the Sudan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Ethiopia, and lots of other places as well. I met a lot of Sudanese men, and they were absolutely lovely. They were so kind, so friendly. In fact, everybody I met was, but it was particularly people from the Sudan, which I don't know why, but I just didn't expect to meet anyone from there. I didn't think that they would be in the camp, but of course they are. And that's one of the things that was quite surprising for me, that a lot of the countries that were there, in the news, being based in the UK, I haven't even heard about a war or anything happening there. But when they tell you themselves what's going on, why they had to leave, it's horrific. But it's not being publicised. People aren't famished. They're not even though the conditions aren't great, they have shelter, I guess, they have food. It's very basic, but what they don't have is anywhere to go from this, and it's the feeling of desperation and hopelessness that is what I found the most disturbing. It was like I did feel like I could help, I could cook, I could talk to them, I could teach, but then it was but
where now?
Where are they? What are they going to do? I know that sounds like a very negative way of thinking, but it really was quite shocking.
A lot of them have taken over a year to get where they are. They've crossed borders. A lot of them have come across the water from into Italy or into Greece. It's been some of them wouldn't even talk about that bit of it. They've come that route. They've come through a lot of borders. They've got tales to tell of Italians or Austrians or whoever they've met on the way. And what they can't understand is why they can't do the final. They've gone without papers, and many of them have no papers, no passport, nothing. And they've passed all these borders, and they've gone through all these countries, and yet they still can't understand now why they've got so close to England, which they can see on a clear day, and yet we aren't allowing them in.
Some of them even have money as well. Actually, a lot of them have money, but it's perhaps to some it's the first time they can't pay traffickers, they can't pay people because the security is so high. So actually, there's been a lot of news about illegal immigrants getting over, but I don't know the statistics, but I would reckon that very few now are getting over illegally because it's so highly policed. My name's Molly, and I went to the jungle because the whole place is run by volunteers, and without volunteers there would be no camp, there would be no food, and there would be no housing. People are coming whether we like it or not, and those people would effectively have nowhere to be in a really difficult time of their life. So I went because I knew that I could help.
My name's Alison, and I went to the Calais jungle because I am terrifically angry about the whole situation and the fact it's there in the first place. I wanted in my mind to dispel rumours that I had heard about it, and I wanted to help, and I'm very, very good at organising and chopping and things like that, so I went along to volunteer.